What's up, guys? I thought I'd just do a little tutorial on After Effects, and I might turn this into a whole series, maybe like 4 or 5 videos where I just go through and teach the basics of After Effects that I know at this point. That sometimes when you get in here, it's overwhelming to learn all this new stuff and you don't exactly know what to do first. So basically that's what I'm going to try to do today, is help you guys out with that. The first thing we're going to start off with is open up After Effects, obviously, and I'm going to go over the panels here. This panel over here to the right is where you're going to be able to change some settings, find presets, libraries, characters, and you're going to edit your text here, like what font, all that good stuff, brushes. And then down here is your timeline. This is where you're going to see all the clips that you've put into your composition. And then right here is your preview window. This is where you're going to be able to preview and watch back and just basically see what you're making, if that makes sense. Over here, this is where your imported files are going to be, which that's where we're going to start. We're going to click on File, Import. And it depends whether you have one file. It really doesn't matter. If you have one file, you can just click File. If you know you only have one file, you can just do that. If you have multiple files, go with multiple files, which is what I'm going to do in this case. I'm going to click Shift, import all of them. What you're going to do once you have all of your clips imported into over here, which is going to be like your project library kind of, what I usually do is I start off with my music, but in this case the music isn't long enough. Like, it's not long enough to fit the clips in, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna go up to composition, create new composition, and I think I'm just gonna leave the default settings here to start with, yeah. And I'm gonna turn off, oh, actually I don't have my music in here yet. I'm gonna bring my music down here, and I'm gonna turn off because there's no video to this music. What I usually do first before I even get into the clips is I go through the music and I find where there's a beat, and if you click right here on this little icon, wherever this blue cursor is, it's gonna put a little marker there. So that's what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna go through here and I'm gonna find the beats real quick and then place a marker on it, and I'll be right back. Alright, I've added a couple keyframes here so I can snap to those by holding shift and going over them. And also, see how these are kind of close? We can just take this right here and we can drag it and zoom in on our timeline, and here we can scroll through it kind of. First we're gonna go off and we're gonna trim our clips in a new composition, and this little icon right here is, if you drag a clip down into it, it makes a new composition. So we're gonna take our first clip and we're gonna drag it right there, and then we're gonna go relatively close to where our clip starts, or where we want it to start. So for this one, I'm just gonna start it right there. I'm gonna hold this. If you go over here, you get this little symbol, and you can drag it all the way and hold shift, and it'll lock to where your marker is right there. And I'm gonna go to the end where I want it to end, probably right there, and I'm gonna do the same thing for the other end. And then once you see how there's two different symbols, and then you can go in the middle and there's this one, right click once you have that, trim comp to work area, and then you'll be left with just what you want of your comp, just like that. That's pretty good for now. Alright, so actually we're gonna make a new folder and title it used, well, used in this case, and then we're gonna take the clip we used and just drag it in there so it's not cluttering up our files over here. And then what we're gonna do is double click on our comp one so we can go back to the original one that we were gonna work in. We're gonna click on this and we're gonna drag it into our timeline. And once you get it down here, you're gonna want to go through it, see like maybe the frame it starts shooting. Maybe I usually do like one frame. Actually, hold up. I'm gonna just do it about right there, and I'm gonna do time, right click on your layer, go to time, not, oh my god, okay buddy, Control Z to completely undo what you just did, which in this case is what I need, and I need it a lot, so that might be like the best shortcut to learn. Okay, you're gonna right click, go to time, enable time remapping, And then you can see like right here, you can make another keyframe wherever your marker is. You can click that, and that'll set a marker for where you shoot the gun. So you're gonna want to drag these to where the beats are, and then you're gonna want to take this to the exact like end of it. So there's a video where the end is. So we're gonna watch this. See how like right now it doesn't look that smooth, it just looks really weird. It looks weird. So we're gonna highlight these, click F9 to ease them. It'll turn into like an hourglass, and then while those are highlighted, you click on the graph editor right here, and you're gonna be able to see. Oh my god, this looks bad. Okay, it's gonna look a little like this, but maybe smoother. Maybe like both sides look like this. You're gonna take these little things and you're gonna mess with them, and you're gonna want to take them like kind of in that shape on both of them. So here it's gonna be a little different than down here, but that's okay. You just gotta mess with them to get them right. And we're gonna go ahead and preview this. See how that looks choppy? I'm actually making this bigger. See how that's choppy? What you can do is you can go back in here. You can go back to your graph editor, and you can straighten or like make this line more steep, which will make it play faster. See how it's not choppy? Oh, it's still choppy. I can actually fix that by just completely taking the curve out, which isn't really what you want to do. It looks better, but you see how it's synced to the video? That looks alright. That's alright for now. It's just basic syncing. But what you're going to do is do that with your other clip, and I'm going to do that real quick, and then I'll be right back. Alright, I've got my clip, my second clip in here and synced, and once you get done with all of those, you're going to have these like extra layers here that are going to show all your keyframes. To get rid of those, all you have to do is click on your layer and click U, and it'll just hide those. And once you get done, it should look a little bit like this. Well, obviously this is without effects, but this is just raw syncing to the music. That doesn't look too bad. I mean, I could adjust a few things, make this clip shorter at the beginning so it's not so choppy right here, but that's basically it for time remapping. It's just, you can kind of tune it and do your own style or whatever you want to do. And I think that's it for this video. If you guys like this video, go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss the rest of this series. And I'm curious to see if you guys like this video, so comment anything you think, anything you want to see, anything you want to know. I'm curious. I'm here for you guys, so I want to know what you guys want to see. Thanks. Peace.
It's okay not to be okay sometimes. When love rains come, it'll be alright. 'Cause I hold your hand, we can win this fight. Together is better.